Number 1. They are always focused on themselves. A user's number 1 priority is always him or herself. They are more focused on what they stand to gain. If they are not gaining anything in the relationship between you both, then they don't see the need to have you in their life. Every conversation is about themselves, always, and whenever you try to bring up something about yourself, they always look for ways to shut you up and talk about themselves. They see themselves as the center of the universe in which everything rotates. You can hardly have a moment about yourself when they are around, and that is because they want you to focus on them only. Life with them is all about their problems, their job, or families. They believe you're supposed to go all out of your way to make sure everything is okay with them, and the moment they realize that you can no longer be the person they need anymore, they forget about you and come back when they need you. Beloved, if you're with such a person and you have seen all these characteristics over time in your relationship, then just know that they're just using you. This person will suck you until you're dry, and when you can no longer prefer solutions to their problem, they will just dump you. This person that you're so concerned about and willing to go all out for will never be willing to do the same for you. They will always come up with excuses. When this person is busy focusing on themselves, they have no interest in what's going on in your life. You might be going through a rough patch and you just need someone to talk to, but they don't see it, nor are they available when you need them. They will expect you to be listening to their self-obsessed monologue because they believe they are that important. Beloved, when you're with someone who you have realized is only focused on his or herself with no regard to how you feel about it, then just know that they're only using you. You do need this kind of relationship. You need someone who is going to be there for you as much as you're willing to be there for them. You deserve a person that loves you genuinely for all of you, and not someone who will only need you in their life if you have what they need. The attention that this person places on himself or herself and tries to shut you up every time you have something to say about you because they believe everything should be about them will only end up crumbling your self-esteem. Damaged self-esteem is a damaged person, and you don't want that for yourself. A one-sided relationship will only leave you broken, so a word of advice for you is to try to talk it out with them, and when they don't do anything about it, then it's time you walk away from such a toxic person, no matter the kind of relationship you share. Number 2, they manipulate you to always say yes to their demand. Users have this manipulative power to manipulate others into doing what they want them to do. They use whatever means necessary to make you unable to say no. They are so good at what they do that you will never be able to tell that they are only using you to do their bidding. It's a kind of power play with them, pulling the strings and you dancing to their tunes. The most painful part about this process is that they don't care what you lose to fulfill this desire. They just make you feel like coming through for them at that time should be your priority because their life depends on it. And the moment they get what they want from you, they're gone. Beloved, if by any chance someone puts pressure on you to act by saying you denying their request means the end of the world, then it's a sign that you're being used. We refer to circumstances like this as emotional blackmail because they know that you know them and you cannot see them getting hurt. They will use your emotions against you. Sometimes they pretend to love you and act as though you mean everything to them just to get you into saying yes to what they want you to do at the moment. You give them what they want, they become distant. They always tell you they are busy, and the only time you will see them in your life again or act as if they love you is when they need something else. Beloved, if you've ever felt as someone is making use of your emotions to get you to say yes to all of their demands, then it's a sign that person is only using you. If you ever find yourself in a situation where someone threatened to hurt themselves just to make you stay with them, it's still emotional blackmail, or They make you feel as if you're a bad person whenever you try to say no to their demands. It still means they're just using you. Beloved, someone who loves you will not pressure you into doing something for them that you don't want to do. They will not threaten to leave you when you say no, nor will they make you feel like a bad person if you can't come through for them all the time. No matter the kind of relationship, love is always a choice. Doing something for the other person should always come out of your free will and not being forced to do it. You deserve that kind of relationship that comes from the heart and not feeling pressured all the time. No one can fully please another 100%. You will get overwhelmed over such a responsibility, and the moment you can no longer deliver, this person will dump you or do something you will not be able to recover from. Number 3, they never keep to their words. Users always say they will do something, and time after time they will disappoint you. They know that the only way to keep you in their life is by promising you they will change or say they will do what you want them to do. But after a lot of time, it's still words and no action. Typically, their promise depends on you doing something for them, and them failing to keep their side of the deal. Some of them can be nice enough to keep a certain end of the deal, but they will never fulfill everything they promised you to do. If you're in a romantic relationship with such a person, it can get exhausting because you'll be the only one putting all the effort into the relationship while the other person is using you to get what he or she wants. Beloved, it will get to a point that you will become frustrated because he or she is not reciprocating the love you're giving. They are only deceiving you with their words to stay with them because they know no one will be able to put up with them. Also, know that they are using you as much as they can now, and when they get someone else who can be used again, they drop you and move to them. Beloved, they don't keep their words because they don't consider you a priority in their life. They consider you as someone who can be pushed over because you don't make trouble anytime they don't keep their words or constantly disappoint you. How long are you willing to continue being treated as someone who doesn't have a feeling? That your emotional well-being will never mean anything to them, no matter how destabilized you become because of their behavior. Beloved, sometimes love isn't just enough, no matter how deeply you feel for that person. If your hurt feelings to someone you love doesn't mean anything to them, then something is wrong, and they're just using you as much as they can. I say, love is not enough, because if the love you have for someone cannot make them treat you right, then be bold enough to walk away. Keep walking away from that relationship that will make you feel used until you meet the right person or people who will love you for all of you. When someone doesn't respect you enough to keep their words or doesn't feel any remorse about it, then it means that person is only using you and doesn't see you as important in their life. When someone sees you as important, they try their best to keep their words because they don't want to disappoint you. None of us loves to feel used by the people we loved, but sometimes you cannot control the way other people treat you. The best thing is to talk about it to them, and if you still see these signs in them, then be bold enough to walk away. Love yourself enough to walk out of a one-sided relationship. Know your worth and hold your peace. You are as important as they are, and if they can't see that, then they don't deserve you. I pray you get the kind of love that you desire. Amen. Remain blessed.